You might have heard about the best drug smugglers, the biggest and the fastest. But have you ever heard the story about the oldest drug smuggler in the world? This story is something else, so stay tuned and get to know the oldest smuggler ever to be caught. This guy had connections to the biggest cartels in Mexico and had a big influence on their drug operations, at least the transportation of the drugs. Hello there, friends. Today we're going to talk about Leo Sharp, also known as El Tata, the legendary drug smuggler who proved that age is just a number when it comes to breaking bad. Sharp was a World War II veteran and a renowned horticulturist who decided to spice up his life by becoming a drug lord at the ripe old age of 87. Let's take a closer look at his story, shall we? Leo Sharp was born in Michigan in 1924 and grew up to be a florist. He was known for his exceptional skills in growing daylilies and even won awards for it. But as he entered his twilight years, Sharp started feeling a little restless. He was done with the flower business and wanted to try something new. So he did what any self-respecting octogenarian would do. He became a drug smuggler. Sharp started working for the Sinaloa cartel, one of the most powerful drug trafficking organizations in Mexico. He used his greenhouses in Michigan to grow and transport drugs for the cartel. And you know what? He was actually pretty good at it. He managed to keep a low profile for a whole year before getting caught. A year doesn't sound like much, but for the whole year he was doing great and really big amounts. He quickly became known for a flawless and secure transportation with great discretion. He probably didn't look like your average drug trafficker, which meant he could go under the radar of law enforcement. But let's talk about that one year, shall we? Sharp was smuggling cocaine like it was nobody's business. He was living life on the edge, doing things that would make a young gangster blush. He was a senior citizen on a mission, and he was crushing it. And all of this while the rest of us were struggling to remember our passwords. Sharp started to be an integrated part of the cartel's operations and began to be a crucial part of logistics surrounding drugs in the United States. He quickly became one of the important figures in the smuggler's world. But like all good things, Sharp's run eventually came to an end. He was pulled over by Michigan State Police for erratic driving. And what do they find when they search his truck? 104 bricks of cocaine weighing about 200 pounds. I mean, come on, Leo. You couldn't even drive straight with that kind of weight on your conscience. But he was dealing with the big loads, and he wasn't messing about. Anyway, Sharp was arrested and charged with drug trafficking. He pleaded guilty and was sentenced to 3 years in federal prison. He was released in 2015 at the age of 91, but his health had deteriorated significantly during his time in prison. He died on December 12, 2016, at the age of 92. You might also think that the cartels were a bit pissed of losing a big load of cocaine and losing one of their reliable transporters in the United States. Now, you might be wondering why we're talking about Sharp. After all, there have been countless drug smugglers throughout history. Well, here's the thing. Sharp was 87 years old when he started smuggling drugs. Let that sink in for a moment. At an age when most of us struggle to get out of bed in the morning, Sharp was out there breaking bad. He was an inspiration to seniors everywhere who think they can't do anything new or exciting. In 2018, a movie called The Mule was released, which was inspired by the life of Leo Sharp. The movie was directed by Clint Eastwood, who also starred in it as the main character, Earl Stone. The film tells the story of a horticulturist who becomes a drug courier for a Mexican cartel in his 80s, just like Sharp did in real life. The movie received mixed reviews but was praised for Eastwood's performance and the emotional depth it brought to the story. It was an interesting take on Sharp's life, and it brought his story to a wider audience, giving viewers a glimpse into the mind of a man who decided to take a walk on the wild side in his twilight years. But let's be clear, we're not condoning drug smuggling here. It's an illegal and dangerous activity that can land you in jail for a long time. So don't try this at home, folks. Leave the drug smuggling to the pros, or better yet, don't do it at all. Well, there you have it, friends. Leo Sharp, the octogenarian drug smuggler who proved that you're never too old to try something new. While we can't condone his actions, we can't deny that he lived life on his own terms. And hey, at least his story was turned into a movie starring Clint Eastwood, right? We hope you enjoyed this video and that it made you laugh, or at least smile. Until next time, stay safe and stay curious. Please give the video a like and subscribe to our channel for more upcoming stories about mobs, gangs, and other related stories.